What is going on, guys? It is Wrestlelamia here, back with some more news. Join us now as we look at the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know, including sad news regarding Triple H's health, what's next for him, Bray Wyatt in Dallas for WrestleMania 38, Brock Lesnar not leaving, an AEW wrestler calls out Jeff Hardy for being unsafe, Sean Waltman undergoing surgery, and much more. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos, and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Now let's hit the intro and get straight into our first news, which is a little bit of a sad one. Our first story looks at sad news regarding Triple H's health. Atop in today's news is a major report on Triple H's physical condition following his cardiac incident last year. Triple H's announcement earlier this week that he's retiring from wrestling has led to more news on just how grave his physical condition was and the challenges he still faces. During his recent interview with ESPN Plus Stephen A. Smith, Hunter reveals some shocking secrets about his physical condition, including he experienced heart failure to a complete blockage in his left anterior descending artery. This, coupled with an enlarged heart, put him at a high risk for death. Last September, this situation was so grim that Helmsley could have required a heart transplant, as his heart was only operating at 12% capacity. 12%. Now, this week's Wrestling Observer newsletter contains comments from Dr. Alex Patel about Triple H's condition and what it may mean for Triple H's future. I'm assuming that the cardiology team thinks that a combination of medication could lead to remodeling where the heart function recovers. If it doesn't, he's probably looking at a transplant. In either situation, the stress of wrestling could easily trigger an arrhythmia or heart failure again, so wrestling would definitely be out of the question. Dave Meltzer noted that Triple H's heart has recovered, so much that it's believed to be functioning around 40%. Dr. Patel observed, "Well, that's much better than at the level grade 2-3, his prognosis is much better. Generally, the heart can recover from essentially being stunned by initial heart attack and remodeling from the medications. That's much better news." Now it looks like Triple H is doing everything he can to protect his health, and his priority is to get better so that he can spend time with his family. Tributes and thanks continue to pour in for the game, including remarks from Kevin Owens, who spoke on the Ring of Wrestling show. Obviously, it sucks that he didn't get to retire in the ring the way he should have, but he's obviously making the best decision for himself and his family. He's done more for me than anyone's ever done in my career. I can say that safely. I always wanted to get in the ring with him. I always wanted to wrestle him. I got to team with him a few times, which was awesome. I never got to be on the opposite side of the ring. Triple H has millions of supporters, and we join them in supporting him in the next step in his life's journey. Next up, what's next for him though? Now it's clear that Triple H's wrestling career is completely over. It's only natural to wonder what's next for the cerebral assassin. While Triple H is back to work at NXT, Dave Meltzer doesn't think that Helmsley will take over for Vince McMahon should the current WWE Kingpin retire or pass on, although chances of either happening seem to be slim given McMahon's endless energy and longevity. Touch wood. As far as the successor to Vince McMahon, the reality is that WWE still hasn't really groomed anyone else. But Levesque's NXT failed in its major directive, both not killing off AEW at the start, but also in drawing a bigger and younger audience. While the case can be made that the WWE bungled its handling of its self-created Wednesday Night War, the bottom line is that Vince McMahon is not known for accepting the blame. As for Triple H's current schedule, he told ESPN Plus that, "My foot's not off the gas. I suppose in some manner I have to step back a little bit. I'm still in recovery and my endurance is not quite what it used to be before. Right now I'm back and fully focused on recruiting and development of our talent for the future." Hopefully he can find a happy medium between working at NXT and maintaining his health. Helmsley's contributions to NXT are undeniable, and it would be a shame if the WWE didn't utilize his well-known knowledge as a student of the grappling game. Next up, Bray Wyatt in Dallas for WrestleMania 38. A recent Instagram post from former WWE superstar Bray Wyatt has led to the former Fiend explaining a number of things going on with his career. Wyatt, aka Wyndham Rotunda, posted, "I just got to Dallas. This place feels so alive, it makes me feel alive. This week in particular has always been a huge part of me. God damn, I missed this energy. I missed all of you too. I'm sure you have some questions for me. I got answers. Here it is. I'll reply to 6 questions in the next hour. Keep in mind, I hate ruining surprises." Rotunda said he's never felt healthier and that he'll return to the ring one day. "I will always love wrestling. I couldn't imagine spending the rest of my life without stepping in the ring again and hearing that roar again. I think about it often. Everything has to be in place though. Like I said, timing is everything. Windham also discussed a future match with Seth Rollins, perhaps a way for both men atoning for the notorious Hell in a Cell match from 2019 that saw the ridiculous ending of the bout being stopped. I love Seth. I love him so goddamn much. Me and him will make up for that one day, and when we do, everyone will understand that wild horses are meant to run free. Now, though it's unlikely Rotunda will show up at WrestleMania 38, it looks like it's only a matter of time before he steps back into the ring. Next up, WWE unveils the WrestleMania 38 set. The WWE has released a video unveiling the set for WrestleMania 38. SmackDown announcer Michael Cole introduced some of the production team, with the Blue Brand's color commentator Pat McAfee, who's also competing at Mania, joining in on the hype. The set features several giant stars and a homage to A&T Stadium's resident NFL team, the Dallas Cowboys. The set looks absolutely spectacular and is another example of the WWE's world-class production values. Seriously, I think this is one of the best sets since WrestleMania 33. Next up, Brock Lesnar not leaving. Now, while many fans feel Lesnar's loss is just a formality at WrestleMania 38, recent reports of the Beast Incarnate being scheduled for several appearances after Mania have some people rethinking their thoughts though. Meltzer is reporting in this week's Wrestling Observer newsletter that Lesnar is booked for 2 of the next 3 pay-per-view shows: WrestleMania Backlash on 8th May in Providence, Rhode Island, 6,059 tickets out, and Money in the Bank at the Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas on 2nd July. This comes as a surprise since previous reports had Lesnar absent from post-WrestleMania shows. While we have no doubt who will emerge victorious if Meltzer's report is accurate, it'll be interesting to see what's next for Brock. Meltzer mused, "One would think after the Bills saying there would only be one champion, that they don't add a second champion at least for a few months. The key to that would be the IC and US titles shouldn't have been more meaningless, in a sense that they would be top titles on a brand unless Lesnar is winning or Reigns goes to work both brands as champion and Lesnar is not even working a full schedule. What do you guys think is next for both Roman and Brock? Hopefully this is the end of their feud though." Next up, an AEW wrestler calls out Jeff Hardy for being unsafe. Did AEW star Isaiah Cassidy call out Jeff Hardy for being unsafe? Well, here's what one half of the tag team Private Party had to say. "Jeff Hardy needs to retire. He's unsafe and his fat ass almost broke my ribs." The tweet is just the latest of several online messages from Private Party where they incorporate beatdowns on wrestlers along with commercials for the senior citizen product Life Alert. Private Party recently posted a hilarious video of them beating up Sting followed by the Life Alert commercial. Cassidy's message shouldn't be taken as any sign of actual beef, as it's unlikely AEW would let a tweet like this stay up for long, and it's obviously meant for just good fun. Next up, a top Raw star turned babyface. Has 2-time WWE champion Bobby Lashley turned babyface? Well, that's the question being asked after the Almighty confronted Omos on the WrestleMania Raw, challenging the big man to a match at this week's showcase of the Immortals. What's interesting about this situation, since Lashley teased a face turn earlier this year during his brief program with Brock Lesnar. Now there's talk that Lashley is a babyface due to him opposing Omos. The problem here is that the WWE's past blunders when it comes to turning wrestlers from heels to babyface with no overt storyline or promo showing this. This was a problem for Braun Strowman, as the WWE seemed to turn him every other week, a dynamic which hurt his character and left fans clueless about whether he was a babyface, a heel, or a tweener. But what do you guys think? Is Lashley a heel or a babyface? Perhaps more interesting, will MVP continue managing Lashley or turn on his client and side with Omos? Let us know in the comments down below. And finally, Sean Waltman undergoing surgery. Fans of Sean Waltman will have to wait to see him in the ring, as a 2-time WWE Hall of Famer has tweeted he's undergoing surgery. "I tried to keep this on the down low, but I tore my bicep in the tag match a month ago. I'm gonna have surgery soon and then a few more matches." Now, as always, we send our well wishes to Sean Waltman for a full and fast recovery. But there you have it folks, the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know. Be sure to leave your comments down below, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.